Dude, come on. I was like, no, man, we gotta have a big up here. We gotta have a part of fam.
Yes, sir, bro. Whenever I see your face, bro, I miss you, man. I miss being in Orlando, man. I'll be
Bro,
out there in a couple of weeks, man.
I know it's been a second, bro, but I miss you too. I really do. I really do.
Yeah,
Guys, if you haven't, if you haven't met Renji or if I've not introduced you to him, this is Renji, my boy. He is an amazing guy, very spirit led, amazing, amazing person, and I am honored to call him a dear friend of mine.
yeah, man. I'm part of the A
Bro,
family, man.
let's go.
Yeah, man. I'm excited. I'll be out there in probably 2 or 3 weeks again. So I'm excited to be out there, man. Just hanging out with y'all, man.
100%, bro. I'm super excited as
Yeah.
well, man. We got a lot in store.
Yeah, yeah, I actually just got off a live with Colby, and dude, like I got to hear his story, man. I've heard it twice before in the past 6 months, and bro, every time he shares it, I'm like, man, praise God, bro. And I'm just trying to go around hearing his story, man. Like, and I think I'll be able to share my story next time. But I want to. How many of your latest followers do you feel like know your story? It's been a while since you got to share your story.
Um, I try to a decent amount every week or so, just go into depth a little bit more about family because I feel like if it's too surface level, there's nothing to take root. So
Yeah,
every once in a while, I'll dive into it. So decent, decent.
yeah. Here's the thing, though. Like, you haven't shared it with me, though. And
True,
and for me, I also
true.
like to pry a little bit. If you let me, I would be like, "What do you mean by this? What do you mean by that?" Just to kind of get a little bit deeper, because you don't know what I don't know. I do know what I don't know, and I definitely do want to know more about your story, man. So I thought that was actually a pretty cool format that Colby and I got to mess with last time. I quickly gave him a tour of the office. You already saw our office, so we
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
moved some things around. Yeah, I was kind of sharing how. I guess for those of you who don't know me, I met these guys maybe, I don't know, several months ago. I was speaking at some event and Colby came up to me afterward and he's like, dude, we got to connect. I got to get you to meet my family, all of that. I was like, all right, let's do it. And so got to fly Austin and Colby out to Austin, Texas. And it was awesome. I actually have
Austin is
footage
awesome.
of, yeah, I got footage of them wearing these cool VR headsets and all of that. And they got to check out what we're working on. And just for those of you who don't know, like the whole immersed house thing, I started this company called Immersed. We're partnered with Facebook and Microsoft and ByteDance, which is the owner of TikTok, to build sort of this next social media platform that will ultimately be a much more immersive experience where you're not looking at Austin's face on a two-dimensional screen, on a flat screen. You're actually going to be like in a virtual world sitting next to Austin, high-fiving him, whatever, hanging out. It's going to be fun, man. So I'm really excited to work with the Schnackis on that. So yeah, got to fly out to yeah, I got to fly out to NPET. That's weird. It's gonna be fun. Y'all don't even know. It's gonna be exciting because you guys are essentially like obviously like the Shenakis. Whenever like Noah goes on tour or whatever, they do different kind of VIP hangouts, things like that. But they can't do that every week. They can't do that every day. And so it's going to be extremely exciting once everyone's going to be able to just be able to do it on a very frequent basis. You're going to get used to that being the new normal as opposed to just looking at a flat screen. So, and then obviously for those of you who don't have headsets, for example, all of that experience is going to be streamed to a like live stream view, kind of like if you're watching some sort of event on TV, right? You're not actually there; you're just watching what's happening, but you're going to want to be there, right? Like you wish you were there, and so eventually VR headsets. There's people don't realize VR headsets. They're not going to be this big block thing on your head like these old headsets that have up here. The new stuff that Austin and Colby got to try are these really thin visor, super awesome headsets that are coming out in the next few months. You're going to see a ton of stuff in Walmarts and Best Buys. You're going to be really excited. But anyways, all that being said, as I've been growing closer with the Shinaki family, I've been realizing, man, like it's hard to find people who love God and love running, love like hustling, love getting hard work done, and love impacting people. So it's been awesome getting to know Austin, and him and I have been connected on a very deep level. One time, me and Austin were in the car talking for like 2.5 hours, and I'm like, "Oh, my bad for." It's good relationship building though, man. So, no, I like Josh Curry's in here too. That's awesome. But Austin, dude, I want to start off, if you don't mind. You know, next week I can have my turn. I just like to put the spotlight on you, man. Dude, I want to hear your story, man. I never got to actually hear your story, dude. Like about kind of I don't know, growing up, did you grow up in Orlando? You know, you had siblings. I know you're the third of four. And yeah, like tell me kind of your story, your family, like where your parents come from, all of that, man. And then how did you come to the faith?
All right. That's
Yeah, I know it's a loaded question.
I'll try to keep it under a few minutes.
Hey, bro, you
Uh,
got no. Hold on. You got 23 minutes, so that's not a few minutes.
you're trying to give me the whole thing?
Hey, I'm trying to get the whole thing, man.
Oh
Next time
my
it'll be my turn.
God.
In the next few weeks, whenever you and I go live again, I'll do my turn. But right now, I'm trying to hear your turn, man. So
Gosh dang it. All right. I don't even know if I can talk for that long.
yeah, well, hey,
All
try your best, and then we'll fill in the rest of the time, man.
right. I'll do it. I'll do it. So starting from the beginning. Hi, my name is Austin. Yeah. So my parents actually, my dad was from Buffalo, New York, and my mom was from Delaware. They met down in Orlando when they both had moved down because they didn't like the climate up north, right? And so they actually met in runway. So they were both runway models,
Oh
and
wow.
it
Is
was
that
actually.
wait? Is that why you look as beautiful as you do, man?
Oh my gosh! I'm hanging up. I'm hanging up. We're
Oh
not
my
gonna do this.
gosh. Okay,
We're not doing this today.
Wait, this sounds like a story from Zoolander. This is not true. This is true.
Wait.
Blue Steel Magnum. Oh my gosh.
No, it is. It is 1,000% true.
Wow, that is
Um.
crazy. Wow. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So they were runway models for a really really long time, and they both. My mom had grown up like in a Christian, like kind of Christian home, where she was more of in and out of the faith. My dad, however, his mom was Christian, but the whole rest of the family wasn't. So his mom was
Mm,
kind of like on the praying mom side. So growing up, they were both kind of in and out, slippy slidey. You know what I mean? And
mm.
then they become the runway models, and they modeled for most of the time in Orlando, down to Miami, and traveled all around the area. And both of them, in their hearts, felt kind of like that was their mission field. And
Mm,
so, like in the back of their minds, like they weren't fully Christian, but something told them they were supposed to help people. You know what I mean? And
mm,
this was before that they'd even like fully dedicated their lives, right?
mm.
And so they met. And my mom was crazy. My dad would tell me stories of my mom had like 3 days off in a row, like so 3 days in a row in 3 years. So she was booked solid. They'd have to book her a year and a half,
Wow.
2 years out for modeling because she just held herself with so much poise. And then my dad was booked for everything as well because he was actually one of the first of two African American models in Florida at the time. So like when they first
Wow.
started, so he was like when
What year? What time frame is this?
um it was I think it was early. It was like 80s. It was early 90s, late
Early.
80s.
Okay.
Something
Okay.
between that time span right there, like
Yeah.
15 years. And so he got booked for everything. Then they met, and they. My mom was actually 21 at the time. My dad was 31, so they're 10 years
Oh
apart.
wow.
Yeah, and so they ended up. My mom ended up bringing my dad over. They were having like some kind of a date, and um, and then they were watching some kind of movie, and then my dad was like, "I think I want to accept Christ into my heart." And
Wow.
my mom was like, "Oh, well, I can have my mom do it, right?" So she rushes him over, and my mom leads my dad to Christ, and that is kind of where all of that started. So I had to kind of lead up to that point where the Christianity started,
Hmm.
and from that point on, they felt a tugging on their hearts to bring ministry to all people in modeling and acting and all of those things.
Wow.
Growing up, eventually it got to the point where uh, everything got a little too risque. People were changing in the same rooms as each other, and as a married Christian
Uh.
couple, it was a little too much to handle. Um,
Mhm.
and they decided that they were going to step out of it and move more into the acting side. And so with that, they had my older brother, who is now 32,
And what's his name again? Lindsay or
Lindsay.
something? Lindsay. Okay.
Lindsay, the same as my dad. Actually, he's Lindsay the fifth.
Oh,
Or no,
okay.
the fourth.
Oh, wow. Okay. I
Yeah,
didn't realize that.
Lindsay
How
the
do you
fourth.
spell it, by the way?
So it's actually it's actually a like a male version of spelling. It's called Lanzey.
Linzey. I've never seen that before. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So speeding up, he had Lindsay. Then he had my little. They had my little sister, or my older sister, who's now 27,
Mhm.
and then they had
And her
me,
name is
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Okay. Lindsay,
Yeah.
Elizabeth, Austin, and Dylan.
Austin. and then Dylan. Yeah,
That's
so
right.
I have four siblings. By the time Dylan was born, we used to live in Winter Park, and by the time Dylan was born, they decided they had just finished remodeling a house. They were like, guys, we don't really have enough space, so let's move out.
And
And
what
turns
age were
out
you?
I was 3.
Okay. Oh wow.
I was 3. So we moved out, I believe, in 2000, and moved out to a little town outside of Orlando. And we moved onto a big property. I eventually became homeschooled. I never went to school because by the time I was old enough to go, they were like, you know what? There's a lot of corruption and stuff. So I ended up being homeschooled and grew up on a farm. All I wore was shorts, bro. Never wore a shirt. I was. Allie jokes and calls me Mowgli because like I don't like wearing shoes or a shirt. And like that's how I grew up. And
Yeah.
so I would play most of the time. We did school. My parents would teach us, and in between these, we would do acting on the side. So the Disney commercials and all of these different things.
Wait, have I seen you before? Wait, are you Corbin Blue? Is that you? Oh my gosh, dude, I seen you in High School Musical.
Bro, that is behind me. That is behind me,
Oh
bro.
my gosh.
So that's kind of how we grew up, in and out of acting jobs and all of the things. It's called set school, where we basically would do our school on set.
Oh.
As far as where Christianity came in, growing up in a Christian household, you kind of automatically adapt the morals, but you never really have made the choice for yourself.
Mhm.
And so I remember acknowledging and actually accepting Christ when I was about 4. When my sister
Wow.
was like, my sister came up to me and she's like, we were talking about something, and she was like, Austin, something something, you're a Christian. I'm like, no, I'm not. And this is exactly the way my mom said it. My mom said, she's like, you said it just like this. I'm like, no, I'm not. She's like, yes, you are. I'm like, no, I'm not. And then I was like getting angry at her, telling her I'm not a Christian, and she's like, yes, you are, because like we grow up this way.
Yeah.
And then she runs to my mom and says, Austin says he's not a Christian, and my mom's like, well, she's right. He's never accepted Christ, right? And
Wait.
so,
Why did you? What was going in your mind when you said that? Like, did you know what you were saying or why you said it?
dude, I don't even know. I was 4, but
Yeah.
something inside me was like, no, 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 no. Like, I can't just go off of what my parents are saying. I have to fully make this
Oh
decision
wow. At 4 years old, you thought that?
at
That is
4,
crazy.
bro. At
Wow.
4. And we got to a point, and my mom comes out and she's like, hey, do you want to accept Jesus into your heart? And I'm like, yeah, yes, I do.
Wow.
And then so her and my sister led me. So I don't really remember a ton about the situation
Mhm.
until the only part where I said the prayer. So I don't remember the stuff around it, but I remember on my porch, midday, there's a bench. I have red shorts on. Again, no shirt, no shoes, nothing. And I'm sitting there, and my mom's leading me in prayer to become a Christian. And so that's kind of where it started. And then fast forwarding, we did more acting, more jobs. I gradually got into music, so I
Wait,
actually
first off,
play.
when you say acting, so have I seen you in anything other than High School Musical? Have I seen you in anything?
It was mostly like I've done countless Disney commercials,
Okay.
Universal, Home Depot. It was like a lot of stuff you could find in Florida. Nothing too big, right?
Wow. Okay.
My parents were the ones, like my dad was Tiger Woods stand-in. My parents were the
Oh
ones who did
wow.
more of the different things, but I was like Disney
Mhm.
commercials and you're on the ride and all that fun stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see. Okay, gotcha. And you're the
Yeah,
old man,
yeah.
with the.
Hey, you did something to make money growing up, right?
Yeah. Wait,
Um,
so what age was that? What age range was that when you started doing all that?
I started from probably 3. I
Oh
started at
wow.
probably
Okay.
3, and then I did it up until 21.
Wow. Okay. And is that when you started TikTok?
Yes, I started TikTok at 22, and there was a lull because of all the fun stuff that was going on. That we ended up not doing any work, so we had to find something else. You know what I mean?
Mm. Yeah.
Uh, so that's what kind of
Anyway, sorry,
happened.
sorry, I interrupted you. I was curious.
No,
Okay.
no, you're good. But yeah, so I started music and I started playing guitar because I saw my brother do it, and I was like, guys, I really want to play guitar.
Which
I
brother,
was a
Lindsay
dedicated
or
little kid,
Dylan?
the older one, Lindsay.
Okay. Yeah.
I was a dedicated little kid, so I would sit in my room for hours and just practice the thing. Like you couldn't get me out, no food, no nothing. Like I was just trying to figure it, dun 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 dun, dun like over and over again. And it eventually led to me teaching my sister how to play guitar, me teaching my little brother how to play, and me teaching my older brother how to play better. And
Wow.
to where we used to travel around, and we had a family band, and we would play at multiple churches, like mini tours, like at least once a week,
Mm.
right? And so we've played at like so many different churches. And my dad was more of like an evangelist type, so he'd preach, we'd play, and
Mm.
I remember countless nights people coming over to the house and their lives getting changed because we'd play music, and my sister would sing. She has the voice of an angel. And bro, it was definitely a monumental moment for my life because I felt like it was something like it was a moment where God was teaching me dedication and persistence in a
Mm.
certain skill that I could pull from going throughout life. Um, and after that, this was all leading. We did that probably till I was 17. Started when I was 10. Did it till I was probably 17.
Mm.
Um, and then kind of faded out a little bit more. And then once I hit 18 years old, I went to I met Noah at an audition, like because
For what?
I
Was
had
it
no
for another Disney commercial?
I think it was for like Busch Gardens.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
It was something random like Busch Gardens, and
Mhm.
I had known Noah since I was 11, but then I met up with him at another audition. Like we would do on and offs because we're the same age, same build, something like that. So we always got called for the same stuff.
Oh wow, yeah.
But one day I saw him. He invited me to Jaywalkers when it first started,
Mhm.
and fast forwarding, quick. Uh, there was a massive time where like that was all I did. Played every single week, and played guitar and built things
Like
and
at
just
Jaywalkers, like Jaywalkers is an in-person thing.
yeah, Jaywalkers is an in-person thing. We built it like from the ground up, and it
Wow.
became something that was such a massive part of my life and a big part that like I really pull from even now. And off and on in between that, there has been a lot of stuff that like I wish I could say it was perfect. Like
Mhm.
I've been perfect through all that, but there was a lot of times where I slipped and then came back, and it was just me trying to find myself and just a whole bunch of
Mhm.
stuff. And it took a while. It felt like it took a while for me to actually rebalance and regain perspective on what Christ wanted to do with my life.
Mhm.
Um, and leading up to it, that was all the way. I was dedicated to that, leading all the way up to quarantine. And as soon as quarantine started, we started TikTok. And at the time, I had been a videographer at a Christian company called Shake the Nations for 5 years, and
Oh
so
wow.
I would travel all over the world and um, do these massive crusades and gospel campaigns where I'd videotape of crowds of 80,000, 100 people,
Wow.
100,000 people. And I've been to like Malaysia and Nicaragua and Honduras like 9 times and like all over the
Oh
place.
wow. Wait,
Yeah.
what age range was that? Was that like you said like 19 to 24 or
This
something or
was,
what?
this was, I think, it was around when Jaywalkers kind of started. So it was the beginning of
Okay.
18, leading all the way up to probably 20, 22 and a half, something like that. So
Okay.
I felt like
Wow.
God led me to step out of that. And I didn't never think I was going to leave that.
Yeah.
But when God calls you, you got to go. And
Yeah.
so I stepped out of that midway through 22. And I feel like God was like, okay, put your head down and dive into this stuff to see what you got.
Mhm.
And so I put my head down through all those different things, and we've been going ever since.
Yeah. How's that been? How's that been? Like I haven't been part of it yet, and so how's that
Jaywalker,
been? Yeah.
it has been something that is a massive part of my heart, but it feels like
Mhm.
we've been restricted because of all of the like social media is amazing, but being in person, there's
Yeah.
merit to it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so we're going to be opening up and going back in person, and it
Mhm.
is one of the most exciting things. That's
Yeah.
like, bro, you have no idea because it was all that we did. It was we
Yeah.
lived, ate, and breathed Jaywalkers. That was it. So
So are you looking most forward to being able to lead worship again, or like what are you looking forward to most?
I feel like God. Okay. Short story. I know.
Yeah.
Short
No,
story.
we got 9 minutes, bro. Yeah, you have as much time as you need.
All right. I was 15, right? I did not steward this correctly. I feel like it's a good character to own up to something when you know you need to own up to it and not just make
Mhm.
excuses for yourself. I wasted my potential massively when I was a kid. It took me seconds to pick up anything at all. I learned guitar and I
Oh my
110 chords in a day and a half. Like things like that just came to me. And when I was 15, I was like, I got angry at God, and I was like, God, I'm telling you right now, I was like, I need you to tell me what you want for my life. And I was like, I'm putting a lot of time into music right now. Do you want me to be a worship leader? Do you want me to lead worship or do something like that? Right. And I did the thing that every able-bodied person with a finger can do is flip open the Bible and put your finger down and say, whatever this is, God, this is what you're speaking to me, right? This is it. And I happened to fall on this verse. And it says this. I'm going to do this. My heart, O God, is steadfast. I will sing and make music with all of my soul. Awaken the harp and the lyre. I awaken the dawn. I will praise you, Lord, among the nations. I will sing of you among the peoples, for great is your love higher than the heavens. Your faithfulness reaches to the skies. Be exalted, O God, above the heavens.
God.
I asked him if I should make music and I should sing to him. He said, I will sing and make music. I will praise you. I will sing among the people.
Wow.
I did not follow through with that. I did not put the time that felt like I was supposed to into it, but it's still a fire in my heart. And it is, if you will ask anybody in this house, I've said multiple times, the time that I feel most alive is when I have a guitar in my hands, specifically,
Yeah.
I can play piano, specifically a guitar and praising. That's it. The
Wow.
most alive I've ever felt. So that is yes. So the long answer to that is that, but yes, I am most excited about getting back into worship and praising him for all of that.
Do you do you see yourself multiple times a week with a guitar in your hand now?
I just bought another one and I have, and it's funny that this actually came up because that's been something that's literally like I told myself I just bought one like yesterday. I'm not even joking. I told myself, I'm like, this is something that I need to wake up because it's been dormant for way too long.
Hmm.
So
Wow.
yes,
That is awesome, man. Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but I actually grew up playing guitar and doing worship music too, man. In
no
undergrad,
way.
yeah, in undergrad. What's up, Dylan? In undergrad, I led worship for our missional community, and I would be part of the rotation at church too. I just haven't like in the past 8 years been consistent, man. Like it's kind of a little bit of like riding a bike, and so you can kind of keep most of it, but a lot of it you kind of get rusty over the course of the time, and like I kind of fill in for Josh whenever he's not here for leading our Bible study Tuesday night worship thing. Dylan,
Yeah.
I'm down to go live, bro. Dylan was just pinging me here saying, "What's up, dude?" But yeah, I very similar to what you said as far as um, just whenever you have a guitar in your hand and like you're just leading people into the presence of God and like the Holy Spirit is almost singing through you, bro. There's just like yeah, nothing that makes you feel more alive and like, bro, especially when worship leaders are feeling the weight of the lyrics in their heart and are like and bro like and you're in tears almost to the point where you're like inaudible, you can't even sing, but it's like the spirit
I
speaks
know,
so deeply
but
with
it's not
groanings too
good
deep
because
for
we're both
words.
bleeding.
Exactly, yeah. And that's a gift too
I'm
like
no
for people.
longer a slave to fear.
There's this song called I think it's either Left My Fear by Sorrow. Uh All I Need Is You by Hillsong, and there's the main singer. He's literally inaudible for the first like verse. You're just like, what are you saying? But he's just so moved by the spirit, and like he's just so you could tell his emotions in it, and just you observing it, you see Christ through him, and you're like, dang, bro, like he has communion with the Lord to a deeper extent than I have, and like I'm like, dang, I want to experience that. It does
Yeah.
something to people, man. That is awesome that you can do that, dude.
Bro, when I tell you I don't like what I mean by feel alive is you will never feel more alive than when God is working through you. Never.
Yeah. Yeah.
When he it's crazy because when he enters and when he works through you, you feel invincible. But when he takes a step back and lets you relax, you feel like you got hit by a truck because it
Yeah.
was so powerful and your body doesn't know what to do with itself. And
Mhm.
bro, when that happens and when I like some kind of authority that isn't even me just
Mhm.
speaks through, and I'm just like, Lord Jesus, this is amazing. Like, it's literally a take the wheel situation. And I've had this thing. I've had this thing where every time right before I sing or anything like that, I'm not even that good. But it's like, God, don't let them hear me. Let them hear you.
Mm.
Let them hear you through me. I don't care if they hear me or not. Like, I
Yeah.
don't want them to hear me, to be honest, because you know how they say, like, have you ever had somebody say, like, oh, I don't want to preach? And you're like, be careful. God's going to use you in that area just because you have to rely on Him 100%. For
Yeah.
me, it's the one place that makes me feel most alive, but also makes me feel the most terrified
Mm.
ever.
Yeah.
But it's a bittersweet thing because I'm so terrified, but I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like a roller coaster, man. You know you're
Yeah.
not going to die, but it feels like you're doing it in the moment. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. There are preachers that whenever they start off their sermon praying like, Lord, if what comes out of my mouth is not true, either don't let me say it or don't let them hear it. Like, Lord, only let you speak, man. That's where you know you could trust a preacher, man, or even a worship leader, dude. 100%, man. Wow. I'm excited to. Yeah, when I come back to Orlando, bro, we just need to have a worship night or something, man. I'll be there in a few weeks.
1,000%.
So
In our new living
yeah.
room, dude, in our new living room, we got like
Oh wait, so
acoustic.
you guys get furniture?
We may or may not have gotten our couch in.
Wow, love sack. Oh, wait, am I allowed to say that?
I have no clue.
All right, well,
Well, you already
anyway,
said it.
people, and this is not recorded, so it's all good. If you didn't hear it, then whatever. But dude, I'm excited, dude. I'll be there the next few weeks, so I'm really excited to fly back and hang with y'all for a little while. So,
100%, bro. Hey,
yeah, man.
we don't have to end here. If you got something else to say, if we want to go in farther,
Yeah,
but
we have a business dinner. They're waiting on me. They're like in the like they're just like looking through the window and stuff, like walking by, like you done, you're done. It's but I want to do these more, man. It's honestly like agendas aside, bro. I just love hanging with y'all, man. I wish I was there. I wish y'all were here, man. I was telling Colby, we're just gonna transplant all of you guys. We're gonna uproot Orlando and just move it to Austin, man. So
dude, I'm gonna come up there and visit you too, because
yeah, man. Well,
I feel like I owe you that.
you don't owe me nothing, man. I just enjoy being around y'all, bro. So, and Pet's asking if I could be with Matt later. Yeah, I mean, Matt and I will be doing a live soon too. So, anyways, dude, bro, I love you, dude. I'm excited to hang with you in a couple of weeks, bro. We'll just keep texting. We'll keep.
Dude, 100%, man. You're a brother in Christ for real and in real life,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Brother from another mother. Love it.
That's right, bro. Love you too, man. All right, dude. We'll talk soon, bro.
Have a good day. Peace
You too,
out.
man. Bye.
That man is spirit led, and he is an amazing soul. Make sure to follow him. He's going to be a massive part of all that we do in the Immersed House. You guys are going to love it. My goodness. All right, family. It's 7 right now, so I'll see you guys in an hour or so. We're going to hop on live stream again. But y'all, until then, I'm not even going to do our closing. We'll do that tonight. I love you guys. I'll see you in a bit. Bye-bye.